Okay, guys, how you doing today? So I'm glad to have you guys there on board. So definitely, so today we are going to go deeper into the fintech building app that we've talked about. Okay, so today now, looking at what we have here, okay, this is what we have here now. But I want us to turn this app into this. Maybe we can put a number, then we can also what be able to send money to some registered users, put the amount, and automatically it's going to debit us, and we'll see how much balance we have, and also going to show how much balance our receivers have gotten. Okay, so stay tuned, start your seatbelt, let us dive in and what build this application. Just have so now let us modify our index.html because we need to modify it. We'll add some code to it, then we can able to what modify it and what make it more fun and more what usable. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this for now. Okay, so we can see have a full view of how our code looks like. Okay, so now at this point in time, we're going to make some adjustments to some of our code, and I've already taken down some notes here so that it's easier for us to go through the steps and achieve our goal as soon as what possible. Okay, so today now we're going to what focus more on this our header here. So this virtues now will have to convert it to be a name of a what of a customer or agent. Okay, so at this point in time, we're going to come to this virtues over here. Then what we're going to do it, we'll just put what um account name. Okay, so in this account name, let's say account that can be name of the person, but we can actually change it. Let's say we can later we'll change it to default value of the main user itself, but now I'm going to give it xxxxx. Okay, so now is xxxx will be our what I never use that. Don't worry, we're going to change that very soon. So at that point in time, what we're going to do here is this: we're going to add something that will make it possible for us to be able to know how to what give our logged in user our login user will be shown in this XXS that I'll put in the name, account name. Okay, so that being said, let's continue what below. So I'm going to add some code. I'm going to say, let's say, I'm going to say, I'm going to give this H1 an ID. Okay, so the ID I'm going to give it is very very simple. I'm going to give it an ID. Okay, but before I give it the ID, let me say I cut off this XXX. Okay, I cut it off, I delete this H1, then I put the paragraph tag. Okay, into that paragraph tag, I'll put what? Welcome. Okay, welcome, welcome. Then I put a span. Okay, so this span now we carry that XXS. Then right under this span, inside this span, I'll put it on an ID. And what will the ID be? That ID will very it's known as what? Current user will be the name of our ID. So current user will be the name of what? Our ID. Okay, so that's been said, let's continue. Okay, so when I scroll down now, I'll have to go over to what? The login. So this logout, sorry, this logout now, I'm going to give it an ID too. So this ID, I'm going to give the ID what? Log out. Okay, log out btn. Log out btn means the log out what button. Okay, so I'm still going to scroll down more. Let's go down more to achieve to see what and what you can achieve. Okay, so over we are done with this section, then we are now in the what con what section. Everybody say con section. So con section is where we are now. So looking at this our balance, we will see we will give it an ID too. What will the ID be? ID will be known as what? Balance. Balance, okay? So the ID known as what? Balance. So I've created an ID what known as what? Balance. Okay. So now at this point, if we control S, everything should look almost the same. Just that this our welcome has been reduced. Don't worry, you can style it to make it bigger. There's no problem in it. Now, directly after we finish this content, after in this content section, once we're done with this balance, okay, let's just collapse this. Right directly under the balance, okay, we want to have a situation whereby we can be able to what? Display our transfer section. So our transfer section, this is where we what place our what be able to make transfer to another what user. We'll do everything on our dashboard. Okay, so right over here now, let's continue. So the transfer section now will just have a container also. So we can actually make it a chat container also. But then let us say okay, transfer section, and that transfer section will have what H3, we'll name it as what send money. Send money, Ctrl S. Okay, so but this time around, due to our styling here, so I will have to go back to this content container. I'll control C. I'll go to our styling. Where is it? To look for content container. We're going to locate this our what our content style here. So let us see how this start. So here we start it to justify content center. So I what I will comment this one out. Then I'll type under it flex direction column. Okay, so I control. So I say what flex direction. Flex direction is what column. So I control S. You see that, guys? Now our send money has come under this our what available balance. So let's put other things and let's see how it goes. Okay, now after adding your send money, okay, then right under is what I'm going to do now. We're going to do something. We're going to put what a div. Now what that div is going to do, that div is going to carry what a label and a select name. So the label, so so that label will be for what receiver. Okay, so it's going to be for receiver. Then the caption is going to be what sent to. If say this is going to be okay. So directly under the label, we're going to have what a select. A select this time around, not an input, just a select. A select. A select. So that select now we have an ID what receiver. Okay, yes, I have an ID receiver. I'm going to leave it blank. So in this select now, we're going to put what options, whereby our new user or anybody that is in that connected channel will be among what the options of this what select. Are we there? Okay, so now let's go to what amount to be transferred. So directly under this space, we'll put what amount to be transferred, amount amount to be transferred. Amount to be transferred. So amount to be transferred now, then under this I will put what a div again. So this div now that I will put here now will have what a label. So this label now will be for what amount. Okay, then under inside then will be for what amount. Okay, then that amount, that's what amount will be in naira. Okay, so be in naira. So if you control S, you see what you have here. These are select and this is what amount. Okay, so let's go to next line. Next, I'm going to have also have an input as well. So this input type will what number. Okay, so under this number now we have what an ID, which is what amount. Okay, now this amount now we're going to have a placeholder. Placeholder what enter amount. Okay, okay, so now enter amount. Now if you control S now, this is what you have here, enter what amount. Okay, that being said, let's go back to the next line. So under the next line now, we're going to say what we're going to have a button. Okay, so under this div we say what we have a button under the div. So that button now, the ID of that button what will be what send btn, which is send what button. So here will be what we put what send. Okay, so once you put send now at the button space, you come down. Okay, then we're going to put a message directly under the button to show us whether the transaction was successful or how much you have transferred from where to where. So we're going to put a message section. Okay, message section. So this message section now will be what like a paragraph tag, which have an idea of what message. Okay, now I'm going to leave it empty. It's going to be blank. Okay, so we want to S now. This what we have finally achieved at this point. But then we're still going to style this to give us exactly what we want. So at this point in time now, what we're going to do here now, we are going to style it to actually look like this. So also tell people that it's not must be 100% looking like this, but try as much as possible to get us either 80 to 75% of the art look just like this. Okay, so let's proceed. Now looking at this point in time, now this send money, we need to put it in a what? In a div particularly. Okay. Okay. Now this div, okay, we'll just cut this div off, cut it here. Then scroll down to where this message is. Okay. Then you paste it. Then what format your document. So we'll do format document so that it can be easy for us to group our words together and make it what neat as what as possible. Are we good? Yes. Okay. So now look at this part. We call it what? The send money section. We call it what? The send money section. It will be like a class send money section. Send money section. Okay, so that like leaving that we just copy it like this, control C. Then we'll go to our styling, just control S. Then we'll go to our what? Our styling. We'll go to our style CSS. Okay. So inside this place now, we can scroll down to the last end part. Okay. Then under this place now, we'll just put dot, we'll paste it out. Now, this send money section, we're going to put what? Display flex, control S. So once you display flex, you see all the elements went side by side. Don't worry. Now we'll go to what? Flex direction. Flex what? Direction. Flex. Flex direction. Flex direction, we'll say what? Flex. We'll say what? Column. Control S. So they have all come back down to where it's supposed to be. Okay. Then after that, now what we're going to do now, we're going to say, okay, now let's put what? Padding. Padding, we say padding, let's say up and down 0 rem, then left and right, let's say 10 rem. Let's see how big that's going to be. Wow, guys, that is so huge, man. Okay, now we're going to say, okay, as I put padding, let's put what? A gap in between each of them. Let's say 2 rem. Okay, I think that is too much. So let us go back and just put 1.5 rem. That's okay. Let's just say 1 rem. Okay, that is nice. Good, good. Then we're going to come down here. Okay, now we're going to style. We're going to style what? We'll come down here. We'll copy this up. Then we'll come down here. We'll paste it. Then here we're going to style the what? We're going to style the inputs. We're going to style the what? Select. We're going to style the what? Button. Okay, so once you've done that now, just clean everything up. Then now say what? Width. The width of all these things. Let us say what? 100%. Okay, so I've taken 100% width of everything. Okay, then what? The padding, internal padding, let us say, if we say 2 rem now, let's see it's too big, so we'll go back and say what? 0.5 rem. Okay, I think this is okay. Then font size, sorry, font size, font size, let's say 2 rem. Let's see how big it's going to be. Wow, so big. So let's go back. I'll just say 0.5 rem. It's going to be small. Why? It's quite small. So let's say 1.2 rem. Okay, I think this is okay. Okay, so now then we're going to focus on our what? On our buttons now. Okay, now still focus name. Say what? Border. We say border. Border is what? None. Okay, yes, border with none. Okay, after border is none. Okay, then I think we just need to do something here now. Okay, let us make it, let us, okay, we can still leave it this way because it's not actually bad, but let's just make some background color here. Okay, background color, let's say blue. So I'm going to make it light blue, very very light blue, very very light blue. Okay, so that is that. So I'll give that source a little bit light blue. Okay, we can also make it gray. This look like grayish. Okay, like this one is good. Just a little bit. Okay, so once we've done that now, next we're going to do was let us focus on our button. Okay, so now that I've done this, okay, now at this point in time, I will highlight this one again. Control C. What I just need now, I just need what? I just need only the input section now for here. So the input section now, I'll clean this up, and I'll say I want the input words to say out, because if you tap on this input, okay, it's okay. Okay, this amount now is showing that line. So I don't want this to show that line. So I'm going to say what? Outline none. Okay, so when we tap on it, it's not showing what outline. It's okay. Okay, so that's that for that. Then thus I'll copy this what? I'll copy this one out too. I'll also what? Paste it. I'll let me target only the button now. So the button, what I want to target now, I want the button to show me, I want the button to show me a background color of what? Gray. Okay, so I press Ctrl S. Then I want the color to be what? White. I want the color to be what? White. Then I want it to be what? Font bold. Okay, okay. Font width, sorry. Font width. I want to be what? Bold. Okay. So at this point in time, let's say we are done with this, because we can still work on it and achieve more editing on this. Okay, so let's go to the logic now. One that when we select a particular user, okay, we can put the amount we want to send. I will also send the amount, and definitely automatically our balance here will be what? Edited, and everything is what? Good and done and dusted. Okay, so now let's go to our logic now. Let's go to our function. So under our function now, we want to what? Start what? Adding, want to start working on our what? On our dashboard. So they call it, can call it dashboard coding. Okay, okay. So dashboard logic. Okay. So now on our dashboard logic now, we need something very, very, very important. First what? Call our if. Now we're going to what? Put what? If window dot location, if window what? Dot location dot path name. Okay. If window dot location dot path name. Okay, includes, okay, now we're going to put our index.html now, where we are collecting our data from. Okay, so this time I'm going to say what? Index.html. Okay, index.html. Okay, so once done that now, let's what? Work on our what function now. Now say what? Const, you're creating a variable now. Const current user, what? Local storage dot get item, local storage dot get item dot what? Current user. Okay, so what we're going to do here now. Now we're creating a variable that is targeting our local storage and getting what? The current user. Are you getting me? Okay, so now this current user now put, now we'll say what? That next line will say what? If now there is no current, now if there is no current user, if there's no current user, now if there's no current user at all, you say that window dot location, windows dot location href, that means let the location of our href be targeted back to our what? Our login. Okay, so now if there is no what? If there is no current user, what happen? Will be directed back to our what? Our login. That is one thing about what? This function that we just was created there now. Okay, the next one, let's start creating our constant for our balance, and also for our sending money, and also for other stuff that we need. Okay, so const balance okay. Let's say documents dot get element by id. Now I'm going to target our balance. Okay, let us call the next one const user document dot get element by id. Okay, current user. Now const receiver select. So where we select our receivers, that people are receiving the money, so we want to create a variable that will target that too. Okay, so say what? Document dot get document dot get elements, document dot get element by id. Okay, we're going to say what? Message. Okay, so that is that now. we have gotten this for we have gotten this variable. We also have our what? Our const. Okay, document that get done by ID, we say what? Receiver. Okay, they're going to create what? For one for our message. Okay, so message, say that document dot get element by ID. Okay, we say what? We say message. So now, so once you've gotten this now, what we're going to do here now is this. Now let's target our users. Let's use all these things that I've created now to make modifications and make our code work to work. Okay, so I think I'm not going to share this class too much so that I want us to achieve maximum results from this training today. Okay, so now say what? Let user let users equals to what? JSON. So now once we have created a variable now which is known as users. Now we are saying that let users convert whatever we are getting from our local storage. That we want to pass whatever we get from our local, we want to convert it to what? A JSON. Whatever we get from our local storage or an empty array, we convert it to what? JSON. That's what this line is talking about. Okay. So let's go back to the next one. Say what? Then let user. This one normal user now. Now we are now this normal user now. This normal user say what? Users users dot find. So we are using that user dot find. Say you this is an arrow function we are trying to type now. Okay. You say what? U dot user name directly proportional to our current user. Okay, so now we are using this. Any user that we get now should be directly proportional to our current user. That's what this line is telling us. So when we get the documents or users for local storage, we will convert them to a JSON by using this method. Then after that also, we will now create a user variable that was contain our current user. Okay, so let's go to next one. Okay, now say what? User. Remember we created this variable up before. So now user dot text content. So the text content now will be what? User dot text content will be what? Current current user. Okay. Then now our balance dot text our balance was the text content will be what? User dot balance. Okay, so our user is a user dot what? User dot balance. Okay, okay, so that's that for that. Then let's go over to the next one. Say what? Populate receiver. Okay, populate what? Receivers. Let's see if we have a current user that is available now. Okay, let's come. If once I've finished this now at this point in time, we should be having a user already what signed in here. So if I press Ctrl S now, you see nothing because we don't have user that is what signed in yet. Okay, so we need to what find a way to what sign in what a user. Okay, so that will be done. Okay, now let's see whether I can sign in a user from here. I'll go to our login. I'll right click. I'll say what open with live server. Okay, so once we got open live server, let us create a new user. Pop is a new user, so let's say 1000 is the what. So now say version successful, you can now log in. So let's log in pop. 1000 is the password. 123. So let's log in. So now, wow, this is that now. Now at this point in time now, let's see if what we've made changes to what is really what affecting. Okay guys, I find a little error in our code. So looking at this place now, this place you see index.html, we need to what wrap it around the what a string. Okay, because that's the only thing can make us communicate with what the front end. So Ctrl S now. Wow, guys, you see that? Welcome pop, and the balance is now what? 5,000. Woo! So it's good when you are coding, try to run your code, then test it small, so that in case when you have challenges, you can be able to what? Know where the faults come and what? Get it fixed up. Okay, so guys, now I want us to do one more thing before we proceed. Okay. So that thing that we're going to do here is this. Let's go to our index.html. Now at this point in time, let's go over to our the name where we have our current user. This current user now, I'll copy this current user. Okay. Then I will go to our styling. I want us to increase the font size just for that current user. So I say dot. So it's not going to be dot now, it's going to be ID. So current user. I'll say what? Font size. Font size, I'll say what? Let's say 2 rem. You see, it's too big, so let's go back and say maybe 1 rem is too small. Let's say 1.2 rem. Okay, then we're going to say what? Font width, we say what? Bold. Okay, so see now, our pop now is now showing bolder. So welcome pop. So any user that will sign in now will be showing what? Welcome. Will be showing this, the name of user will be what? Showing boldly. Okay, so that is that for that. Okay, let's go. Let me go back to my HTML. Let's just put a comma here. Okay, so you can show that this is the person that we have. Okay, so now let's go back to our function. Now I hope you guys understand what I did there. I wrap this index HTML in a what? In a string. In a what? In a I wrap this index of HTML what? In a quote. In a quote. I wrap it in a quote. Okay, so let's proceed now. Let's populate it. Now, how do we populate users? How do we what? Populate what? Users. Now it's very simple. I will show you immediately how we populate what? Users. Now it's very simple. I'll show you immediately how we populate what? Users. Okay, so how do we populate users now? So how do we populate users now? Very, very simple. So let's continue. Okay, so now how to populate users now? We're going to come down here. Okay, populate users. Populate users, we're going to what? Create what? Usernames that is not the current user and put them in the option under the what? Select. Create username that not in the current user and put them in the option under the select element. Okay, so we're going to what? Create that any new user that we have now will be placed under this what? Send to because we need to send money to them now. Okay, so let's create that say users dot filter users dot filter say what username. Now we're going to say what? Now if the username is not directly proportional to the what current user, okay? Now we're going to say dot for each for what each. Now I'm going to say we're going to create an arrow function again. So this arrow function now will be what? We'll declare something. Now we're going to say what? Const an option will be created. Remember we are using select. An option will be created. Document dot create elements. Okay, we're going to create options now. If the user that we are looking at is not our current user, that means other users will be turned to what? Options, whereby we can select money to them because you cannot send money directly to yourself, but you can send money to other users on the same platform. Okay, so we'll now say what? Option dot value will be what? Option dot value will be what? U dot user name. Okay, so then let's say option dot text contents. Option of this text content was our current user, the user that we users that we saw. Okay, so username. Okay, so once you done this now, let's go back to the next one. Then we're going to say what? Receiver 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 select, which is what we declared there, which target our receivers. So the receiver select will what? Append child. Append child means add new option under the other options. So it's just like take the current option and put it under what? The rest of the other what? Options. Okay, so that is that. Press what? Control S. Now there's no other user that is logged in, only us that is logged in. Okay, so no problem. I will show that. I will explain that as continue. Now, once you come in, I'll just put this. I'll go back next time. Now say what? Document dot get element by ID, and that ID is what? Send btn. Okay, send button to what dot add event listener to say what going to perform a function which is what a click event. Okay, so they're going to perform event what a click event. So that click event now we have a function. This is an arrow function. Now what is the arrow function? Arrow function have what const receiver what receiver select. That receiver select I will do dot what value. Okay, you're picking them out now. Now we'll go say what const amount. The cost amount. Now this what you want to type now, I'll type it and I'll explain it. So what pass float pass float what document dot get document dot get element by id say what amount. Okay, dot value. So now what does this place mean now? This place what it means is that whatever we are getting from this what id, which is this amount, we are going to convert it to what a number or a integer. So if this is a string now, yes it's a string but we are converting the value what to what a number, so you can use for what calculation. Are we there? Okay, so let's go now say if there is no receiver, okay, or there is no amount, or the amount that we found is less than zero. These three conditions, if there's no receiver, no amount, or amount less than zero, say what message dot message dot text content will be what please enter a valid amount and what receiver. Okay, so if there's no amount, if there's no receiver and the amount that is there is less than zero, we'll say what let the message print out this. Okay, what print out enter a valid what number or receiver. Then we have what's called message. Okay, so message dot then the style for that message what dot color, it will be what red text will show. Okay, so that is that. Okay, then what return. With this return, it shows that the function has end and it can return our value back to the other was code for them to be used. I say if then also what if user dot balance is less than the amount. So if the user that and the balance, if the user balance is less than the amount, that the user balance that if the balance that the user have is less than the amount he wants to send, he say what. Now if the let's say user want to send a bigger number that is less than the available what balance, what happen? It's going to show what insufficient balance. So that's what we're going to show here what text content. Insufficient balance. Okay. Okay, we're going to put also the color what to be there. Then we're going to what say return. Okay, now I specify these two stuffs now. Okay, let's press Ctrl S. Okay, because we only have one user here, we don't have any other user. Let's see if we can what recreate another user again, and let's see if this what works. Okay, so now at this point in time, I'll what I'll do is that I'll go back to our login. I'll open it again. So I'll open with what live server. Okay, this is a new this is a new login. So I'll just let me create another user. I'll say what Ada. Let's say the password is was 2000. I register as that. Username already exists. Okay. Let me say Paul, okay, 2000. Now let's sign in Paul here. Let's sign in Paul 2000. 1, 2, 3. Login. Okay, so now we have Paul. We have Paul here. Okay, we have Paul. Now I have to separate it now. Now Paul will have to be here. Okay, this is Paul, and this is what? Okay, just close this up. Now, and this is pop. Let me just close this one up too. Now we have Paul and we have what? Pop. Okay. So now at this point in time, let's see if we can actually do this stuff. Now, if I click here now, nothing is showing. If I click here now let's just refresh, refresh, and refresh. Okay, you see that nothing now is happening, but now we see that this our account now we can be able to create what multiple users. Okay, so let me click out now. So let's proceed. No, we are back in what? In our function. So we have done what? We have done some arithmetic under here, but let us continue. Okay, so now at this point in time now, let us what? Update balances. Update what? Update update balances. Okay, now how do you update balances? Say what? Const receiver. Now const receiver user, const receiver user, which is okay, let's continue. Const receiver user, okay, we created it, which is what? Users dot find. Now we go to be what? We go to arrow function, u dot user username, u dot username directly proportional what? To what? Receiver. Okay, we're creating a variable here. Okay, then let's go to next one. Say what? User dot balance. User dot balance. Now we're going to say what? User balance. For you have to what? You decrease. This is minus. The minus here. Minus equal to amount. Okay. Then what? Receiver. Receiver user dot balance will increase. What? Increase. Okay, so now for the user balance it is going to decrease when we are transferring, then for receiver balance is going to what? Increase. Okay, so once that's been done, now let's go back to the next. So let's say what? Let us save back towards local storage. So what's the line of code that will do that for us? Say what? Local storage dot set. Now not get now. Set item. We're setting the item to what? Back to our user. That user that we have saved now what? That user code that saved now in our what? Database, in our local storage. But in real life it's going to be what? Database. Okay? To be saved in what? It will that JSON that will be converted to what? Stringify. Under JSON equal to what? Stringify. Stringify it was users. Okay, so that is that. Okay, now let's go to let's update the UI. Update what? UI. Okay, now we have what? Balance el. We say what? The text content of this balance here will be equals to what? User dot balance. Okay, user dot current balance. Okay, then now we go back to the say what? Then the message dot text con ten t will be what? Now we're going to put our back tick here, our back tick here. Just press number one, you get it. Our back tick here. We say what? The n naira sign. Now we're going to pay what? The structure. We're going to what? Or dynamic variable. Just say what? Amount. The amount sent to, now put dynamic again. We say what? receiver. Okay, successfully. That is good. Okay, so that is that now. Let's go over to the next one. You say what? Message dot style dot color. Now it will be what? Green in color. Okay. Then I'll go to what? Say document dot get element by ID. We say what? We say amount dot value will now be what? Made empty. So that is how we are going. We'll change the amount value what to what? Empty. So not going to be and nothing will be there again. So that will not be plain text. So after we have finished what? Transferring the money, the current input will be what? Converted back to what? Blank. That's what it means. Okay. Okay. So now we'll close this up. What? We'll go to the next logic. Now next logic is what? Our logout. Okay. Now let's put what? Logout, the logout function. So for you to do a lookup, say what? Document dot get element by ID. You say what? Logout. Logout bit. So we're targeting that btn that carries what? Logout in our HTML. See it here. We're targeting the btn that is this logout what? Button. Okay. Yeah. So now we'll go back to our function. Then we'll say that logout button what? Add event listener. That should be what? A click event. A click event. Okay. That click event now is an arrow function. Now what the arrow function do? Say what? Local storage because what? Remove item. So now we no longer getting, we no longer setting, we are now what? Removing what? Item. So now what? Remove what? Current user. Okay. Then what? Now take on the windows, then the window dot location dot href. Say what? Login dot html. So let us control S, which is save. Now once done that now, first we're going to test. We'll test what our logout button. So we click on logout. So our logout is not actually working. Let's know why our logout is not working. Let's know why our logout is not what is not working. It's not working. It's not working. Why is it not working, bro? Why it not working, bro? Okay, let's see our code is error from. Okay, I'm going to make this big now. Now they say filter error. Filter. Okay, for each is not a function. So let's see where the error is. Say that users dot filter for AH. So let's go and correct that. Let's go and correct that. Okay. So I think it's number what? 87. Number 87. So let's see that. Number 87. Number 87. 87. Okay. For each, not for AH. Okay, not for AH. For each. Let's control S. Okay, we have saved that now. Okay, so let's go back and see our code base again. Okay, so for each. Okay, so now if we click down here, we see all the logged in users. Oh my god, these people, they are plenty. So for the purpose of this class, what I'll do is I'll go to our what? I'll go to our storage, our local storage, and I'll wipe out all these names. So we can start afresh again. We'll start afresh again. Okay, so what we'll do is just click here now, Control Shift I. Okay, I'll go to our memory. I think this is on the memory. Reset. Okay, I'll come here now. Let's see. Okay, let me go to memory, performance, network, source. memory application. Okay, under application, see local storage. I click on here two times. Okay, now see all our users. Hey, oh Baba, see them plenty. What I'll do here now is that for us to be able to maintain a neat code base, I'll just right click and what? So I'll just right click here. I'll say clear. So I've cleared all the user. There's no user that's there again. So I'll cancel this out. Then I'll just minimize this. Then I'll log out. So guys, we are now logged out. Now let's log in and let us sign new users and let us test our code base and see to work. But at this point in time, I want to duplicate this section. I want to duplicate it into two to test our sending and receiving power from two different users. Okay, so I'll come and I'll right click what? Here I'll say what? Duplicate. Okay, so I'll share this. So this is one here. Okay, this is one here. Now this is one here. Okay, guys, I've already shared this now. So this is one app here and this is another app here. So let us sign the two users. Let's see how they can send money among themselves. Okay. So now this one now I'll create a new user. I'll say what? Let me say pop. I'll put password is what? 1,000. I'll register him. Do you see that? They say what? Registration successful. You can now what? Log in. Okay. So now I'll what? I'll log this in. Pop 1,000. 1, 2, 3. I'll log in. So now if guys you see that now pop is showing you as the logged in user and this is what default amount. Later we can see how to change this amount in your what local storage. I'll show you how to do that. Now they'll come here now let's create another user and say what let's say Jude. Okay, then the password will be what 2,000. Then I'll click register. It say what successfully registration successfully, you can now log in. So I'll say what Jude and I put it what 2,000. So I'll log in. So guys, now we have Pop and we have Jude logged in. They both have 5,000. They have our default balance. And let us use this balance now and what see if our transaction money is what is good. Now in this space now we click here to have nothing, but this person have what Pop as one of the users. So I'll click on Pop here and I'll transfer for this Pop. Let's say I transfer what 200 naira. I click on send. Okay, the send did not work. So let's see why it did not what work. Okay, shift I go to console. It say what document is not defined. Okay, not document. Oh my god. Page 9 number 96. Okay, I'll go to what transaction number 96. Number 96. This is number 96. Okay, not document. Oh, not document. Document. Okay, let's control S. Okay, I've saved that now. Okay, so let's proceed now. Let's close this. Okay, let's minimize this. Let's minimize this. So let's try one more time again. So pop here. I click on pop. Okay. Okay, this is two. Now let me log it out. Wow, we can log out. Now let's log in pop. Okay, let's log in pop again. Remember pop is 1,000. Let's log in pop 1,000. Now we have logged in pop. Now pop is 1,000 and Jude is what? Pop is 1,000. We have already said it. So now let us see. Let's do the transfer one more time again. Okay. So I'll come here now. I'll select pop is the only user that is available now. I transfer what 200. I click on send. Now the send to is not again. Let us see why it happened. Give us error again. Now user.find is not a function. Let's see where is that. See if user.find. I think it's going to be users.find. Users.find. Let's see. Which number is that? 112. Okay. Let's see 112. 112. I think it's users.find. Users.find. Okay, so let's check back again. Okay. So let's check back again. Okay, let's log out this one here. Pop is here, so let's sign in for Jude. So Jude is what 2,000. Okay, Zabos. Now let's go back. Now pop here. Let's transfer money from pop to Jude. So click on here now. I see let's just transfer what 200. Wow, guys! Wow, guys! You say 200 has been sent to Jude. Do you see that, guys? Now the balance here have dropped what to 4,008. Now let's refresh Jude and see if we have 2,000 naira transferred. Wow, guys! You see that, guys? It worked. Wow! So 5,002 now is not is the balance of Jude. Now let me say I want to transfer the whole money that Pop has now to Jude. I'll just say 4,800. Hey, let's go. Whoa, zero balance. I've sent for 4,008 was due successfully. Now let's come back here. Let's refresh. Sorry, let's refresh here. Wow! Jude now has 10,000 naira. Okay, so now just this one's for register for now for our blurring an amount. Blur amount, blur amount function. Okay, blur amount function and the logic is the logic we'll say what function function toggle money will be our what our functions. What we're gonna do is that we'll copy this toggle money now. Okay, see this toggle money function, we'll copy it, Control C, then we'll go back to our index HTML. Now this place you see balance, this here you see balance, I'll click on it. Now this page you see what greater than, okay, not this one, this page you see available balance, this page you see this I, we're going to what put an on click there, on click, and on click we will paste that toggle money there. So this I will control whatever we put as a function in this was toggle money. Okay, so this toggle money now will do a function, and the function is going to do here is what is this very very simple. Let's say what let balance equals to document dot get element by id. Okay, we get the word balance. Okay, now document get element by id, you get word balance. Then we go for next, say what if balance dot style dot filter is directly proportional to what blur blur which is what 10 pixel of blur. Okay, then we're going to meet an arrow function. We're going to perform this up. So you go say now balance dot style dot filter, balance dot style dot filter will be what blur 0 pixel. Okay, that means to remove the blur, else else something will happen. Now what is that thing that will happen? Else we have what to call balance dot style, oops, we say balance dot style dot filter, say what blur, then blur will take it back to what 10 pixel. Okay, so that is that. Okay, so let's just Control S, refresh. Okay, so now let's come here, let's click on this eye. Wow, guys, you see now we have successfully what blur our number. Nobody can see our value in case we don't want people to see our balance in our account when we refresh. See that, guys, now the eye is working. Okay, so that being said, let us see if we can transfer back, and let's log this guy out. We'll come back here now. Let's log in pop. Okay, so that, guys, now pop now has no money, Jude now has money. Okay, are you hearing me? Okay, now, so once we do that now, let us log in. Now, let us from here now, let us send let us send pop to urgent 2K. Hey, 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 hey. Send 2K to pop successfully. Just refresh it, bro. Glorious! You see that, guys? Done! We have done our what? App exact ASAP. We have done our app. Very sweet and simple app. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you to put your updates more. I like to hear from you what you understand, what you learn from today's training. So do have a nice time. Bye bye. Love you. Peace.